All right, here we go. Today we welcome back former NBA player Sebastian Telfair and his brother Peter. And unfortunately, we're doing Sebastian's last interview before he turns himself into prison tomorrow. Sebastian and Peter, welcome to Vlad TV.
What's good, Vlad?
What's good?
Okay, so this case involves former NBA players who allegedly submitted false invoices to healthcare providers in what they say is a scheme to defraud the NBA's player health and welfare benefit plan. So you're being accused of, your role in the scheme where they say you netted $358,000 through fraudulent claims. Now, originally you had a plea deal with prosecutors that you served 15 to 21 months. But you were actually sentenced to time served and 3 years of supervised release in order to pay restitution. But then at one point, they say things went wrong. Now, explain what led up to this point and what exactly is happening right now.
No, I was on probation after being sentenced, basically. So just basically struggling on probation, just kind of, staying within the rules, what they need me to do.
Okay, so according to the judge, you actually had a conditional release and you failed to meet the terms of this release.
Facts, but it really was the timing because I was coming off my state case. I'm coming off my state case and then I got on federal probation. And what I didn't understand was that I was gonna have to stay in New York. So that confused me and my family because the whole time when I had the ankle monitor on, waiting to get off of probation for the state and then getting sentenced to the Fed case, I didn't understand I still had to stay in New York City. So that threw me for a loop. I wasn't able to go from the ankle monitor to doing probation with the feds and, just basically doing everything they asked me to do. I was basically struggling, not, with the news of you got to stay in New York also. Like that shit just kind of blew me. Me and my family, because we made so many plans for me to leave New York soon the case was over. So I don't know. Probation was kind of whack, and it was just really kind of trying to turn me into I don't know. They want me to go work at McDonald's. That's the real truth.
Well, I guess the terms of the probation is that you had to get a job, check in with your probation officer, and pay restitution.
They trying to break his spirit. Like, they trying to break his spirit, basically. Like, they trying to break his spirit. Like, if you would keep on going through the hoopla, they trying to break his spirit. Millionaire nigga since 17, you understand? Trying to break his spirit. They don't like him coming in there like that. You understand?
So it was a lot more than that, too, though. They had me doing therapy, drug tests, every Friday go check in. It is a lot. And they didn't count what we was doing as far as doing interviews, doing podcasts, had an opportunity to be on Love and Hip Hop. They didn't count that as work.
Facts.
They wouldn't count that as work. So if I'm showing them income, they not counting that as work. They wanted me to go get a basic 9-to-5 job. So that's what my brother mean. Like they was basically trying to break my spirit.
Facts.
Okay, because you've done Vlad TV interviews before, and I've paid you for some of these interviews. And
Yes.
there was an invoice, there was a payment. If they asked me, I would have confirmed that you're getting paid, you're doing a job. So
No.
why did that not qualify as a job?
Because then that type of job is like, it's kind of freedom. They don't want me to be free in that type of way. So I don't know. They definitely want a 9-to-5 where it's like I'm like paying some, I'm making maybe $40,000 and paying taxes on it. They want me at McDonald's, I ain't gonna lie, and break my spirit. You gotta remember who I am and how they looking at me and the things I did in my community. So they like, oh, mister, you wanna build the community over? You building gyms and all that? Like,
Oh, Mr. Community Service, we're gonna actually lock you up for community service violation. See the irony? You know what I'm trying to say?
that's what the violation is. It is community service. And I'm like, we don't know people that did more community service than me. It's crazy.
Okay, so the U.S. District Judge, Valerie E. Caproni, you actually talked to her recently, and you told her a lot of things were stacked against you and that sometimes you got stuck in the mud.
I did. I mean, New York, this being stuck in New York definitely killed my whole vibe. Definitely killed my vibe. I didn't understand. Once I pleaded into the Fed case, I thought I was just going to be a felon with the, feds, and I had to do what they needed me to do, but I didn't understand I had to do it from New York City, which I've been struggling on. And when we showed them the contract, we was going to Miami. Me and my brother, we had the full contract to go to Miami. Everything is set, living, everything was paid for. And they was like, nah.
Yeah.
They wouldn't accept that as a job.
So yeah,
with payment and everything, money and all that, they was like, no. So it took me some time to adjust where it's like, all right, so I can't do the podcast. I can't go do seminars at the school. I showed them, I'll be doing Fordham and St. John's and stuff. I'm showing them $5,000 checks for me to talk for an hour. And that definitely did not help me at all.
Well, yeah, according to the judge, she said that you did absolutely nothing to get a job, and you thumbed your nose at your probation officer and me over and over.
So why would you need a job if you're a boss? Why would you need a job if you're independent? Why would you need a job if you've been fucking a millionaire since you was 17? They could see the accounts like we could see the accounts. Yeah, shit is frozen. And like, come on, like just stop it. Just stop it. Just stop. So I need y'all to ask tougher questions to judge or prosecutor Broleone, whoever her name is. You understand?
I'm not making it personal with the judge at all. Y'all tripping?
Nah.
y'all tripping. But yeah, I agree but disagree. No, me going to jail for community service, I took millions of dollars out of my pocket and put it back into my community, out of my family mouth. And I showed them even like in last year. So the first year I was on the probation, I struggled. When they said you got to stay in New York, I was having a hard time with doing what they asked me to do. Basically sending a paper of the community service I was actually doing. They didn't care about the videos and basically looking on my Instagram and things like that. I just wasn't good with my paperwork. And that shit really penalized me. They was mad at me for not, like, they looking at me like, are you crazy? Like, I struggled doing that shit. But it is retarded with the job shit. And I'm like, hold on. So I'm really not free because I can't go create my own employment. If you're on federal probation, you can't create your own employment. And that don't make no sense to me.